All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Invite Only, Play Everything's nerdy news, gossip, gospel. We kind of just talk about news and not too deep, but a little deep. Next to me, actually, let me introduce myself. My name is Shawn Flowers, aka That Kid Flowers, and next to me I have Cheeks_Jr.
In the words of our Lord and Savior Doja Cat, I got that juicy. I eat that lunch.
All right, and here again we have the creative mind, Depalo, Nick Depalo.
The Italian stallion.
Woo!
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Thank you for bringing me. I had about 14 shots of espresso ready to go.
Okay, you took one, right?
Took one.
Okay.
Took one.
Okay. Well, let's see. We'll let that simmer, let that
I'm
bubble up
already
a little.
hyped. I'm ready
Oh,
to
you already
smash
there?
tables. Let's go.
All right.
I already had like 4 before, but yeah, let's go.
So real quick housekeeping. You can find this video live at Mixer.com at 7 every Tuesday. You can also listen to us or watch us on YouTube.com/playeverything and listen to us on podcasts around the globe. How you guys doing?
I am doing great. I'm wondering how long Adrian's going to have us staring at this clock timer that is not going.
Dang.
Adrian, producer, man behind the scenes. Forgot to introduce
I
him.
forgot
What's
to
up? A legend.
Every
I
time.
remember you, Adrian.
I don't get much love around here.
I love you, Adrian. My bad.
I'm the backbone of the show, though. So
All right,
Well,
you
how
should
y'all
tell
doing?
yourself
How you doing?
that. I'm just kidding, Adrian. I love you.
it's all.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I am, for some reason, my shoulder's hurting. It's real hot. We have an AC. We turn it off, and it automatically just gets boiling. I feel bad for you, DePaulo.
I'm good, man.
time
I
at
come
all.
from Florida, so I'm good.
Sorry to
I'm
cook
used to
you.
the humidity. Let's go.
Hey, you seem to be the only one not sweating, so I can see it in you.
I guess I could hold my sweat in somehow. I don't know how, but
Suck it in.
make it happen.
How you been?
Good, man. Another day live, pushing. Got 1,000 babies at the house here today, relaxing, having fun with the boys. It's good, man. Moving forward.
Yes,
This is the
sir.
first time I've seen you since you're twins.
Yeah.
You got
I don't-
twins?
Yeah, twins.
Popping
So how many
them out.
babies?
Now I got
Just-
3.
Oh, you got 3 kids.
3 total.
Fraternal?
We
Identical?
don't know yet. They kind of look identical. They're like, hey, pay this much more money to find out exactly. You know, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not,
They don't
like,
tell you
I'll,
right
I'll
away.
wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
They don't
I
tell
can
you?
see it.
What?
Well, yeah, they have to do DNA tests and all that stuff. You know,
Oh,
it's
it's a
a
whole
to
process.
get a
You
buck.
You name them
Yeah.
the same thing to keep it from
Yeah,
getting
just
mixed up.
dress them up the same. And
John
no,
and John?
Yeah, John and Jim. I don't know the difference, but no, they look a little different, so it's good. So it's been busy, but it makes you feel alive when you're busy. So moving, sweating, and having fun.
Busiest man I know.
Yeah. You say you've been working
No.
home a lot, so I'm pretty sure that's
That's
going
been
good,
fun,
right?
yeah. You know, kids on your shoulders while you're working and while you're trying to make a game, and balancing family life. But that's what you guys do. Same thing, just a little different. You got monitors on your shoulders
Way
instead of
less
babies.
responsibility.
Exactly.
No
way
diapers.
less responsibility.
Just-
no dangers.
just microphones.
and
Yeah.
I get to sleep until whenever I want, really. So
Yeah, that is good. That is nice.
I mean,
That is
no
nice.
kids.
your job's way
Still
harder.
kicking
Let's
it.
not try to act like our balance
We all
is the
have
same.
we all have hard jobs. They're just different.
I got a
different
question
levels.
for you, then,
Yes,
Nick.
let's go.
So I did
Now
my
I'm- now
little
I'm sweating.
research on you. Yeah, I'm gonna get you sweating now. No, it's
We
not
looked
the
you
hard
up.
question. Looked you
Hey,
up a little
pull the
bit.
video.
Pull it up.
Nick in blackface. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Come on.
that's not a thing.
Shameless plug for our other show.
So
it seems to be the trend.
So I'm looking around, did some snooping on Nick Depalo, right?
Uh-oh.
He's got some good things, Parable Minds, creative director, Adams Ascending's coming in August.
Yeah.
I
scared.
see Adams Ascending. I see it's labeled under action adventure, puzzle. You even call it you call it something with the soul, right? Soul.
Soulful something adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Journey of the soul or something.
What games do you play?
Oh.
Because I can't find anywhere that tells me what does Nick Depalo like to play. I thought I could take it from Adams Ascending, but I don't want to assume.
Love story-driven games. So it's like I play everything, honestly. Like Assassins Creed to Spider-Man to God of War to Halo. Like anything that just has that good vibe to it that makes you feel good. That's what I'm in it for. It's like that's what gets me going. That's
What's
what gets
one
me
that's
sweating.
stuck to you right now?
I don't know. It's never one thing. It's always like go back in time and think about a Metal Gear, or you think about what's coming down the line. It's like it's just the game industry in general. Like, and it sounds like you're not answering my question, but it really truly is like
it's hard to grab
real
one.
politician answer.
Yeah, getting ready for the presidency. So balancing it out. No, but honestly, like it really does come down to just a good vibe game. Like even never played Hellblade, and recently just like, man, I gotta play, which is super old, but it's just like, so now I'm starting to get that feeling for Hellblade. Like, I want to play some Hellblade.
That's one I gotta get on.
It's like
my backlog.
There's so much in the backlog. So anything, man, anything. Like I'm a multiplayer guy too, but just more.
I didn't take you for the multiplayer guy. I really thought you were more story driven, and then screw the multiplayer. I don't need that.
Story driven. Corona fist bump.
Yeah, yeah. Back in the day, it would be like 4 hours a day of Call of Duty online. It's like 5 days a week.
You on the Warzone?
A little bit. I played a little bit yesterday.
We
So
gonna drop with Nick.
So I played a little bit yesterday and pretty shitty, but it's muscle memory kicks back in. And you get after a warm up, you're like, all right,
You get used to the controls.
Yeah,
and back in it.
I love it, man. It's
that's
good
what's
stuff.
up. So, like I said, I got a bunch of stories here. I didn't know which ones really pertain to you because, like I said, I didn't know what your taste of games was.
Everything.
So that's good to hear because we got a lot of.
Real quick, can I ask you a question? Just because
What's
I
up?
haven't talked to you about it.
Yeah.
Since it came out, Death Stranding. You're a big Kojima guy.
I met him, man. I met the man.
You met the man, the myth, the legend himself. I remember you hit me
Yo.
up trying to go see him.
That's right.
What are your thoughts on that? Because, like I said, you're one of the biggest Kojima fans I know.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
it's
got
like
stories.
I think it's. I didn't finish it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, nobody
But-
did.
Praise
Nobody
God.
did.
but it's. I definitely understand its vibe, and I probably didn't finish it because there's so many other games on the table that I want to play.
That's how I feel.
But it depends. It's like I think a lot of people are rooted with Kojima with being this like linear, beautiful, and it's continued to get more open and broader in everything, story, atmospheres. But no, I loved it. I think it's beautiful and simple.
Yeah.
It's simplicity, I think, is its beauty.
My favorite part about it was the sound score actually. The
yes.
audio,
Yes.
the music. Oh,
There were some
my God.
goosebumps
You just
going through the world.
finally hike over a mountain. The music starts. It's just like, oh my God, I did it.
100%. I got that.
Yeah.
On definitely some of the early stages, but no, I got to get back to that. It's sitting there.
Do you?
No, I do.
I don't know. I haven't jumped
No, I
into it
do.
yet.
I just jumped back into Red Dead recently. It's like
Oh,
trying to fill in the
no.
little gaps.
Okay,
no,
that's
I finished
one you
Red
really
Dead.
don't have to jump into.
I
You finished it,
Dude, I've finished
Red
every
Dead.
Rockstar game.
One of
There's not
5
one
people.
Rockstar. Well, I don't want to say there's not one, but I love Rockstar games. I don't
Finish
know.
Bully.
See, that's why I didn't say not every Rockstar
I gotcha,
game.
you son of a bitch.
I played a little bit of Bully. I'm like, not my vibe. But
Yeah.
like all the
I
most
love
modern Rockstar games, are just their stories.
No,
but now they're going to be different because
Yeah.
Dan Houser's gone. So I think it's going to be a little, writing style. But yeah, whatever.
they're making good promises. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Anything new with you, Mikey?
No.
Nothing new.
It's
Same old, same old.
I've been setting up, trying to make these shows run right. I'm in that. We're in that period right now where it's like there's nothing to play. To me,
You're getting ready. You're getting prepped. For
I'm
the
sure
future.
there's something. There's always something that's about coming up. Next month is gonna be the first month where it's like I can finally play games again. I feel like in terms of like
get in the zone.
I keep trying to go back to my backlog. I still have Days Gone. I want to go back.
Same.
Yeah.
I've been playing that.
Yeah,
It's like,
you have.
yes.
I want to go back and try to beat it.
it's great.
But every time I get in here, I'm like, I can work on this. And then, like, my life's about to get, like, 10 times more busy in the next following weeks. So it's like, I really have to, like, carve in time, especially for backlog stuff where it's like, it didn't grab me. Whereas, like, Last of Us 2, we got Battle for Bikini Bottom coming out. Very excited for that. Destroy All Humans, and then we have Ghost of Tsushima, and like
yes, sir.
once this next month hits June,
Yeah.
it's just the ball's gonna be rolling for the year.
But this is, I always bring up this point. Why do backlogs exist? Because games, and we'll talk about that, are too big. They're too big. They're too many. There's too many games. It's not even too many games. Too much content.
Yeah.
And the only ones we really get through are the ones we truly love to the bottom of our heart. And obviously that's the way it should be. But
Or something we can snack on, like
Yeah.
an Apex or
exactly.
I like snacks.
Snacks are great.
It's hard for me to take the full plate of things because, like you said, games. We might as well just get right into that. So
Yeah, well, you don't eat veggies. You only have snacks. Like if
Just
you're a
Doritos.
3-year-old.
Fuck you.
If we're
Just
talking about
Doritos.
in like if we're talking about in like the gaming sense of like what Shawn is, he's a 3-year-old. He's goldfish, has some Doritos every
Goldfish
once
are
in a
good,
while,
man.
but
Disrespect.
he
You
never
see how he
eats
do
the
me like
whole
that?
meal.
Well,
I eat pieces.
there's a benefit to that too, though, because you're understanding a different sense of what pulls you in, because you're having goldfish, like you need a delicious steak to really get you to eat the true meal. You know,
Exactly.
it's like you like the nibble and move on.
Exactly.
Let's say.
When was your last steak?
If I had a full plate, right, we can make that a game, metaphorically. You know, I'll take a little bit of my rice here. You know, taste the rice. The rice is good. I'm eating the rice. You know what I mean? Then I'll take a little bit of the cornbread and you got the macaroni. Then you have the big piece of chicken.
Cornbread.
Now, if the
Cornbread.
chicken's not cooked all the way, I'm not eating the chicken. All right, I might play with it. I might eat the
You need
skin.
an update. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
Software
gonna eat
update.
the skin, but I'm not gonna get too deep into the chicken because it's not good. And then what does that mean? Incomplete game.
Or
My
not
fault,
good game.
possibly, but like it wasn't all the way my fault.
Well, everybody's different. I think everybody plays games different, and that's what you have to find. I say it. You get people complaining and about 5-hour games, and people complain about 40 hours games. Like I need to be 80, or it's like it's not enough. So you're never satisfied. So eat your snacks. You play you. You do you.
Appreciate that.
You eat your
because no one
goldfish.
seems to want me to play me and
Did you finish
enjoy, let me enjoy
Spider-Man?
my snacks.
No, don't ask. Don't ask.
All right,
Look,
so,
you don't wanna go
Did you
through
eat your
this.
steak from last night?
He don't eat veggies.
All right, so we're gonna jump right into some news right now.
News,
doing me like this. So we talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We seen the announcement. Xbox had an Inside Xbox event. We didn't see no gameplay. Last thing we talked about was how they said it was going to be running at 30 frames per second on the Xbox X Series, even though it was capable of such more high standards. And then an article came out today saying this game is going to be much bigger than their previous title, Odyssey. It's supposed to have a lot more content. It's supposed to be overall just a bigger map. And my question to you guys, before I even read the article, I want you guys to answer the question: Can games be too big?
Yes. Next.
It's like saying, can a movie be too long? 100%.
I mean-
yeah.
What is too big though? Like
That.
Spider-Man
Red Dead
was a big game,
Redemption.
right? Skyrim was a big game. Those are all really
But
big
Spider-Man
games.
feels contained. It's like, oh, I could see the other
You
end.
said Spider-Man or Skyrim?
Spider-Man and Skyrim. They're both pretty big games, of course, of different scales.
Tiny.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man's tiny.
Spider-Man's pretty big.
With the kind of system that they
Yeah,
had
you
in
could
place,
get across fast.
it
Yeah.
is a tiny
I think
map.
that's what it is too.
Where it's like Red Dead Redemption 2 or
That
a
feels-
Witcher 3 is way too dense that it turns me off instantly.
I want to play Witcher 3 so bad, but I know it's like I'm going to play the first hour and then I'm never going to play it again. So I'm like, I'm not going to even bother
Yeah.
jumping into it.
And then you become Shawn.
Then I'm eating veggies, man. Veggies are good, man. Veggies
I'm
are good.
getting him, Tambo.
I mean, but look, there's always like fast travel points exist in these big games. So I mean,
But
you don't have to.
that's a
That's after you like explore
listen.
like an
Fast travel is because game development is horrible. I'm telling you, this is why it's created. Like, oh crap, people hate going across this map. It's too big. Oh, let's create a wagon you could go in or fast travel. That means your game sucks, and you're creating another element to solve a problem that's already exists. That's my take. Like,
Yeah.
that's
It's a good point.
It's games need to be smaller. Man.
Where
Been saying
Spider-Man
that.
is like you never use fast travel, to be honest. Like when did you use the subway in Spider-Man? Nobody.
Well, you
did
love
that.
swinging.
Yeah,
That's the joy of
the
the mechanic. Mm-hmm.
was so much fun that you didn't have a problem in traveling from one side of the map all the way over to the other side of the map.
Yeah.
But with no
100%.
issue.
So
Which
is
is to me that's the fix to the problem that you're saying, where it's
Mhm.
like, oh, our game's unfun to travel in.
To make travel more
Let's
fun.
make a fast travel versus hey, let's fix the mechanic of the game. Where
Or
it
let's
makes
make
it,
the maps and that,
or the map smaller.
yeah, like to me, my thinking, it's like, oh, the map's bigger from the previous game.
Mhm.
Oh, why is it 30 FPS? Well, that's why probably because it's
Exactly,
like, oh
that's
crap,
what
we can't. This thing is, we got new hardware, new power. Let's go bigger. No, man, like keep it the same size and just fill it with more detail.
That's what
Fill
you
it with more,
expect, right?
That's the way it should be. But bigger, more money comes in. People want more. I need the map to be bigger. I need it to be more gameplay, more time. But 80% of the people probably won't finish the game.
Odyssey
They'll buy it.
was a really big game. It was honestly it's a lot smaller than what I would say was their best Assassin's Creed. One of my favorites was Black Flag. That was their biggest game. And I don't know how you measure how big a game is, but I did see some measurements coming from an article coming from Real Sports 101. They have it broken down in kilometers, but I have the American conversion to miles. So Assassin's Creed Black Flag supposedly 146 miles of map space. Odyssey is 80 miles. So they haven't said it's going to be bigger than Black Flag, but it's for sure going to be bigger than Odyssey. I haven't played Odyssey. I've heard really good things about Odyssey. Odyssey has a lot of content, but I haven't met a lot of people that said they finished Odyssey. So I don't know if this switch to a bigger game with, of course, different mechanics. This is obviously the Viking era, right? So now you have this clan of people. I feel like they're going to make it more engaging, kind of like a Civilization 6 type of thing where you actually have a team of people rather than just you going around this Greece era killing people. I don't know. I mean, obviously I haven't touched the game, so maybe work a little better, but I don't see how Odyssey, like I said, I'm not saying people haven't finished it, but I haven't seen a lot of people that have, or have talked to a lot of people that have finished. So I don't know how this game is really going to be as far as better or even equivalent to what Odyssey is.
Well, number one, I'm just scared off the bat because it's like next gen / current gen.
Yeah.
So it's like expectations are huge, but it has to find a middle ground. And maybe that's the 30 because it's part of like, oh, we got to do it for both and you got to find a balancing potentially. So it's...
That's right. They're just gonna populate it with the same 5 character NPC characters walking around.
The same face everywhere. Like,
one has a bag, the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
No, to me, I feel like, I mean, obviously that's like double the size almost of the last game, which was big, and I think you're right. But I don't think Odyssey was that big, to be honest. But I think you are right. I feel like a lot of people didn't finish the game, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people don't finish games in general.
Well,
like I don't think you're alone. Like I think that a lot of people generally will jump into something, get caught up in life, and not finish a game. I'd be interested to see the statistics on like game completion across like the world on who finishes games, who doesn't, why don't they finish games. In terms of the world, I feel like a game that did it really really well was God of War. In terms of
that was a really small game though.
Yeah, a really small game, but it made it feel big.
Yeah,
that's true.
Where it's like it's a linear game, but you get an open world feel.
But did it feel big because how much content, or because you were able to that open world feel?
I think there's a balance of it all, right? Whereas you do have these side quests to go off to. You do have the world actually being, not small but not huge, kind of medium size. But the way that they kept you stringing it along in terms of having you explore here, and then a part of the map reveals, and you feel like you're exploring it, but it's actually the story taking you there the whole time. It's not an open world game at all, really.
Yeah.
You're just kind of strung along by
so you don't have much freedom to explore in a game like God of War, though.
But it made you feel like you did.
Not really. And I've played the game twice, haven't completed it. But played the game twice. I enjoyed what really sticks out for me with God of War is the combat. I really love the combat. I love fighting the enemies. I love when there's a lot of enemies I have to think, like for all the combat moves I have. It just feels like a lot there. And of course you have like your mid-game boss like the Valkyries. But I get bored of the sea travel. I get bored of the traveling. I feel like I'm seeing the same pieces of the world over and over in that big middle piece when like you have to change the gate. It's more of that, and I'm just kind of traveling around that in circles. So yes, the game was good, but I don't think I would, like you said, I don't feel like I had much freedom to do what I wanted because...
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not an open world game in the sense, but to me, it felt open world-ish.
Then you get a game like Red Dead's too open world, and it's just like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, no, it's too much.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what Valhalla's going to do, because big games to me really just go to drivers. Like racing games, you see open world because you always have to drive down this hill, big map, Grand Theft Auto, big open world, but it's way more immersive, I would think.
Before we move on from this point, too, I feel like it's kind of an industry hype thing where it's like the next one has to be bigger. The next one has to be like, 3 times the amount of everything that we have 100%. In there. So I feel like that's kind of what Assassin's Creed's always been, because, I mean, when you're on a almost yearly dev cycle, especially when Assassin's Creed was back in the day, I feel like, especially when you are working for these big corporations, these big publishers, it is almost like you can't have the same size map.
Yeah, you gotta
you gotta go 3 times. This is gonna be next.
What's wrong with having the same size map?
Nothing. But I'm saying that's
okay.
I feel like the industry hype, the actual one of the downsides of the industry as a whole, where it's this hype. It has to be hype, make it look better, make it bigger, throw more things in it, add 5 more NPCs that look the same. Try to throw as much and make it as better as possible instead of like, hey, let's really slow it down. Let's have it the same size as Odyssey, but then let's actually make the actual game better. Let's improve on the story that we told in Odyssey. Well, not that they're connected, but like let's take the things that really worked well for us in Odyssey, and let's really just kind of dive deep into those things before we try to make something that's twice the size.
Well, I think it's also, listen, at this level, like this top tier level, it's all data. So it's like they're seeing the player go, okay, a player not even reaching this part of the map. Like there's no point of us building even more of a map or this size or this scale. And it's, everything's about pinching pennies and making profit. Not everything. There's a creative vibe to everything that you're building there, but there's calculations that are being done, hooks and gameplay loops that are involved, and it's just part of this wheel. For me, it's like I love all these games, most of the game, and it's not about time, honestly. Like there was a thing even before kids, and you're kind of experiencing it now. It's just like, you start a game, you don't finish it. Or it's like you want to be immersed. You love the vibes of what games give you. So this is why I'm like, I'm spending this 60 because I want to be here. And then as soon as you get there and you see the loop and you get the vibe and you're like, all right, this is what this is, and it's okay, it's good to the end. You're like, you checked out.
Yeah. And
I get that 100%. So that's why it's either story pulling you through or new gameplay mechanics that are continue to pull you in.
You know what's the perfect analogy?
Go ahead.
It's
Steak
like
and veggies.
it's like you and your wife, right?
Steak and veggies.
We're gonna go to this party, right? Oh, our friends invited us. Well, okay, I don't really want to go, but I'm gonna go. And then you
free
go,
food.
and you get there, and you go, I want to go home. Like that's exactly what it is. You go to the party.
You
and
get there
as soon
for
as
30
you get
minutes,
there,
40
I want
minutes.
to go back.
They're like, I ate my food. Cool. I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. I got to experience it. I want to go chill. I want to go lay down and do whatever I want to do.
Adrian,
That's a great analogy.
I saw you wanting to jump in here.
Yeah, so I actually looked up the statistics. It says that most games have an average of a 40 to 50% completion rate.
Bam.
Damn.
So
Hey.
Okay, so look. No, don't try to pound me now. That's not
Half
that.
of
You didn't
all
have that energy
games.
before. Put your hand down.
Hey.
Hot boy, put your hand down. All right?
No, that's just. I think there was a crazy fact. I don't know if it was the first Red Dead that was like, oh, only a certain amount of people finish Red Dead, and I was like, holy crap! It's like
Because it's too big.
it's too much, yeah.
Like
But they're gonna keep making it.
Yeah, going back to the traveling point we're talking about, it's the way you travel that just gets like, I don't want to ride this horse through this valley. I'm tired of and Assassin's Creed, they're actually bringing back the sailing feature that was in Black Flag. This is the first time they've done it since Black Flag, so I don't know, maybe like 6 years. And I just see a lot of the gameplay here is just going to be you sailing through the northwestern part of Europe, as Scandinavian Vikings, and you're just sailing, and then you might run into a boat, and then you're sailing again, and then you finally hit land, and that took all of you, 15 minutes? Because that's how it was in Black Flag, I'm not going to lie to you. Getting from one point of the map to the other in Black Flag took around 5 to 10 minutes outside of fast travel. And of course, you can have a fast travel to one place if you haven't been there before, so you're forced to make that run. And then as the story progresses, if the story isn't grabbing you, then you're not going to be committed to keep doing that.
For me, personally, it's like, even if the gameplay is amazing, it's like, all right, why am I doing this gameplay over and over again if I'm not being pulled in a direction? And that's what's sad, man. It's like, either way, it's going to be amazing. I think Assassin's Creed does a great job in creating an atmosphere, environment. They're going to make their dough. People buy it.
Yeah.
This is maybe because it's next gen. I'm kind of hyped about it for the first time in a long time. I'm like, ooh.
Every next gen, I'm hyped.
Yeah,
I expect
always.
great things.
So it's going to be a balancing act, I think, as we go forward, and and that's why there's a lot of games going online. But then when you go shorter and smaller, people riot and they say, "Oh, I need single player." You saw with Call of Duty.
Yeah, but no one really finishes games nowadays.
No. Even if it's there, they don't finish.
Exactly.
They don't finish.
They just want to have
Except
the
for
ability.
Mikey, true expert gamer.
that does just because most people don't finish the games doesn't make it okay.
It's true.
No, 100%. Because
mean,
there
you
are
said
there
that.
are people who
Good
do
point.
finish it.
I mean, it seems like you're just trying to justify your incompletion.
No,
of games.
I'm just trying to justify that I'm not the only one out here doing things. You know what I mean? People got things to do.
Eat veggies.
You got something to say on the last piece, or you? Oh, so I just want to get next piece of news. You threw me off back there. Next piece of news, talking about the new Call of Duty Black Ops, which was announced and revealed. And there's kind of rumors going around that they've kind of been teasing a little bit in Warzone. Now, Mikey, I know you're a Warzone advocate.
I am.
You play heavily. You're somewhat good, as I've
somewhat
heard.
good.
I can't verify, but
Nope.
how do you feel? Have you seen anything anything new or anything Warzone-ish, or Cold War-ish in Warzone?
No.
At all?
No.
You don't look for it at all?
You know
or-
every
No, I
crevice.
mean, I haven't really. So is this what this
is
is?
this an update?
So this is a piece of the map that's supposedly supposed to be like an Easter egg. How how game companies usually throw Easter eggs in games sometimes.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be one of those moments.
Let me see it.
All right, so this is somewhere on the map, right? And you walk into this room, and this is supposed to be reminiscent of Black Ops 1, where they have these old school monitors. And you see this guy kind of look around because you have the loot.
The
Then
bow.
yeah. And he comes over to
Oh,
this
no, it's
bow,
not a bow.
and this
It
is
is.
supposed to be from the zombies, zombies from Black Ops, where you use one of the items you can take out of the vending machines.
Yep.
So this is the kind of teasing what's really going to be, or I guess teasing the next game. And then he's going to walk over here, and then it's supposed to be some writing. Here you go. The 115, which was Treyarch's signature when they usually reference zombies. Yeah, so this is supposed to be, I guess, something from the Black Ops 1, where this is supposed to be part of the zombie apocalypse. So this is the teaser that's in Warzone. Have you seen this, Cabin?
No.
Have you?
Never seen this cabin in my life. Where is that?
You know,
Adrian, where is that? Where's that located?
These could be
Military
updated
base?
in a week, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that could have might have not even been there last week.
Yeah.
It's like update, push an update. you know?
Well, thank God, baby. Not that game updates like every three days with like a 50 gigabyte update.
You can turn the video off. This is,
I mean, cool. I was never a big Black Ops guy, to be honest.
Black Ops was one of my favorite Call of Duties. One, because of the weapons. Now, we've talked before how I can't do old weapons. I can't do the World War I. I can't do the muskets and rifles, man. I just can't do it. But Black Ops 1 didn't have muskets and rifle, but it's still in the Cold War, so we're still in 1960. So some weapons are old, but some weapons are kind of a little bit newer. So it's kind of like that sweet spot of like getting like your SCAR, but still having like weapons like Tommy guns. I really enjoyed Black Ops, and this is news to me because I'm hoping to have a really good experience in the multiplayer from Black Ops, because this was my favorite multiplayer experience outside of Modern Warfare 2. Of course, the GOAT, Modern Warfare 2, but Black Ops definitely has a place in my heart.
Just crazy scenario. What if that's just an update that's going to happen and you're going to get zombies in Warzone?
That'd be cool.
They could be like, yo, drop it.
Yeah.
It's like,
They did that to Blackout, didn't they? Didn't they add zombies later on?
So I remember
think
hearing
Blackout.
something.
In the
But
map?
Yeah.
zombies.
I wouldn't- there weren't put it
Sorry,
as-
Blackout was a Black Ops game. It was like a
Essentially.
Treyarch game. Yeah.
But it was more futuristic, though.
Yeah, but it was still a Black Ops game. Like there's different. You know.
Yeah, so this is Cold War is supposed to be them coming back to their roots of Black Ops 1 and 2, where
Yeah,
it's
with the
older.
Black Ops vibe. Like Black Ops and Modern Warfare have different vibes.
Did you like any of the Black Ops?
So
They-
did
I
you-
mean, I think the futuristic one on 3 I liked. I
was good.
enjoyed. Yeah, it's all futuristic. You didn't like it?
It's a little. It's not too futuristic. It is futuristic, but it's not too futuristic.
it's pretty. It's not pretty. Yeah, it's pretty.
Multiplayer
It's
not
pretty
bad.
futuristic, right, Adrian?
Yeah, cybernetic arms. They got like chips inside their brain. I
I'm
would
not
say-
crazy,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no, it's,
I'm not too sure. I had a really. I don't know if it was 2 or 3. I
For
feel like
sure
it was
it's
3 though.
futuristic.
Is that the one with the big like yacht map?
no, that's Black Ops 2.
Okay. Well,
No, Black Ops 3 isn't. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
Black
Black
Ops
Ops
2
2
didn't have a
takes
boat
place in 2025.
But yeah, so pretty futuristic. But I liked it because of the fast pacedness of it. But I never really dug the Black Ops games.
are you excited for Black
So
Ops?
a
No.
big thing
okay.
that's been rumored is that Blackout. Warzone's gonna be an independent game since it's free to play.
Yep.
And the rumored new Black Ops game is actually gonna be using the same exact engine that Modern Warfare is using. So they're gonna be able to. That's at least according to rumors. They're gonna be able to port over Warzone as if it was a Blackout kind of theme. Each game's gonna have its own kind of spin on Warzone under the Warzone
that
brand.
is a terrible idea.
Yeah. I just
like
making the sound.
Yeah.
That is a terrible idea.
What,
I
having
would-
the same engine?
No. Porting over the Warzone,
Oh,
like having your own Warzone for everyone. It's like
It's not necessarily that. It would be like it switches over to like they'll start adding like Black Ops.
so it's
kind of
gonna stay
location.
Warzone. They're
Yeah.
just gonna add Black
Yeah,
Ops shit.
they'll add like
Okay,
Black
that's
Ops
fine.
location.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, there's nothing wrong with
it
that.
makes sense that they're gonna use the same engine though, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all
There's-
in-house.
there's-
active.
I
just
am
built
not a
that from
fan of
scratch.
that engine at all.
What?
I do not
was
like
good.
it.
What are you talking about?
Black Ops. I mean, Modern Warfare.
Modern
feels really
Warfare is one of the most
Very
beautiful,
beautiful
like
engine.
first-person shooters I've ever
I
played.
honestly feel like I'm playing Rainbow Six. When that's
You have never played Rainbow
Because
I
Six.
it's,
have.
yeah, I don't know. It's sexy looking. Come on, that's a nice looking.
You're
the
crazy.
feel-
Very nice
The
look.
look is good.
This
but
is
the
coming
feel.
from a guy who's
Oh,
never
the
played
feel.
Rainbow.
Okay, if we're gonna talk about feel,
Yeah.
look is nice.
Look is you can't argue. I mean that's a
Feel.
beautiful engine.
the feel of the game. It feels like Call of Duty with a
I
nice
love
little
it.
crispness to it.
This is
I
the
get
best-
too, I
yeah,
get too
best
much of a Rainbow
sound, best
6
audio,
feel.
best everything.
This was the
mixing
first Call of
sucks
Duty
on
in a
it.
long
That's
time.
my one complaint.
But
that
the
I felt
audio
like-
sucks. You're
No,
saying?
audio mixing,
Oh, okay.
where
mixing.
like the helicopter is like
No footsteps.
really loud, and then like all of a sudden it's quiet, and then gunshots go off, and all of a sudden like your house is like it sounds like it's being attacked.
from game dev
audio and
experience,
audio
audio eats up a lot of memory for your game.
Audio
So
in
that's
Modern
probably
Warfare
why.
Warzone is ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the mixing.
Okay. I thought
can
we
never
were
hear
saying the
footsteps.
opposite.
There's no footsteps.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's
just
terrible.
terrible.
No footstep audio.
Yeah, that happens
That's
a lot.
of footsteps.
You just
so.
get walked up on. I forgot my other point. You guys kept going on.
Call of
I forgot what I was
Duty's
gonna say.
great. That's the point. Call of Duty.
That's the
I've fallen back in love with Call of Duty.
Are you guys excited for this year's Call of Duty? Like
No,
based on all the rumors?
I just want to play.
I mean,
playing Warzone
With
and-
all the rumored
Have
like
you played
troubles?
the single player yet?
I've gotten almost to the end. And
I
got
really
I was.
enjoy Modern Warfare
I
single
haven't
player.
played a Call of Duty straight like that for a long time.
Me
I was
too.
just like, next, and then I kind of got busy doing something, but I was on it. I was
Did you
like,
feel like it was a really controversial story? Because
No,
I thought it was a big thing for a while.
It was. It's trying to be serious, but I'm like, it's a video game. Like it's hard to be like serious when you're just going into even though it does it more realistic.
Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful part of it. But it's still
I thought it was a fun war
no,
story.
yeah,
Like,
it's definitely set on realistic grounds, and I like that. about it.
and I thought it was a fun war story where,
I
like,
was
in
in
a
it.
good war story. And again, coming from like you, I haven't picked up Call of Duty and seriously since like Modern Warfare 2.
Same.
And then when I got back to this, I was all in.
This was the first Call of Duty that I didn't play the story before. It didn't.
You're insane.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
didn't like it.
that's why they have Black Ops, and they got because they know everyone has different tastes. So they're like,
I
let's-
didn't like it. I just
and
it didn't
that's
pull
why
me
they
in.
have. They're so smart.
Modern Warfare stories are usually good. Now, I haven't even touched the story because I lied. I've
No, we
touched it, but I'm a little nervous
You
to
did finish
finish it.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous because I don't know if I'll get tired of it. Modern Warfare usually keeps me engaged though, so I
How
should hop
old
into that.
were you when you played the first Modern Warfare?
I don't. To be honest, I have no
See,
idea.
and that's the thing. Could it be that? Could it be like your eyes are seeing things
Nostalgia?
differently at that time in your life than you do now?
That's a good point.
And then you have more backlog experience to look at games now than you did back then. Back then, everyone's like, or I know for me, I was like,
I used
oh
to get
my
excited
God.
about the little things.
Yeah,
Like, I remember
everything.
Modern Warfare 2 trailer, like you have to like when they had like the ice and you climbing up the mountain
I
with the little ice
remember
things.
that.
Oh
With the
my god,
cracks
that was
in the
like the
ice.
hype.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, you climb up mountains. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fucking grappling down. Shit.
100%.
You never see it again.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's that one little
one
tiny
time.
section.
And then you driving the little snowmobiles. It's like, oh my god, it's so exciting. But I haven't had that moment for Call of Duty in ever. Even Modern Warfare. I
Call
wasn't
of
like
Duty's
that.
really changed over the years. I mean, no matter how many games you've played and how much experience you have, it's changed a lot throughout the years. So
Next piece of news. Let him finish that. Last of Us 2 is going to be pretty much like the headliner for the State of Play coming up from Sony. We're going to have Neil Druckmann kind of do the same thing they did with Ghost of Tsushima, where they kind of have some gameplay. I'm assuming it's going to be like another 20-minute gameplay like Ghost of Tsushima, where we see what's going on, kind of see them talk about the little aspects. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be anything new because, honestly, it sounds like Naughty Dog is really trying to keep Last of Us like really close-knit and not trying to release anything. Like you said, how they treated that leak. Are you excited for State of Play? Are you excited to see this gameplay, even though it's not going to be much anything new?
I think the people who want to buy the game will buy it, and people who don't, I don't think it's for them to be like, hey, let's convince these people how good this is. I don't think it's that. I think they obviously had this planned, like, hey, let's do these State of Plays, like whole experiences for each game, which is a cool take instead of bundling them all up. But yeah, it doesn't change my I know what the game is. I don't.
Did you finish the first game?
I did the remaster, right? It was remastered.
How do you feel about Last of Us? Just the story in Last of Us.
Oh, it was great. It was like, and I played it on PS4, so it's like it was, you could say, outdated in the sense of what it was originally, and I still played the whole thing, loved it. Great tone, and
Not
you
gonna
were
lie to you. Your tone doesn't sound too excited for Last of Us 2.
no, I don't. I'm not buying it. Like
You're
I
not
never.
gonna buy it? What?
It has nothing to do with anything that's happened. I'm
not
just
gonna
like,
buy it
dude,
either.
I'm just tired of just the same stuff. Like honestly, like I know what it is. Like doesn't matter what happens or where the story goes. Like it's the same thing I've played
Same
a
shit,
million
different day.
times. Yeah,
That's
it's like
so crazy to me.
it's
So
you're
you
gonna-
didn't like the Last of Us story, like in terms
with the
of
first one.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
What do you think it's
That's
going to
what
be the
everyone says.
same?
No, not the story. I think it's just the same, man. Like I'm crawling around, murdering somebody, and like
So gameplay wise, the same.
yeah, it's like even though it's not. I know. Don't get me wrong. Like you got. Oh, I could crawl now.
They
and,
added
and
a
aim
jump
my-
button now.
You can jump like, and it's not that either.
Revolutionary.
But I know it's like. Don't get me wrong. This thing's gonna be beautiful and it's gonna be a masterpiece in whatever sense you. But I'm just like I'm done, dude.
That's
like
how I feel about a lot of games.
exactly.
You know it's gonna look good. You know it's gonna play like games you've played before.
yeah.
But like, am I interested to stick in there for that?
And it has nothing to do with like the story could be, everyone in the world could be like, dude, the story was phenomenal.
Preach, Nick.
Maybe I might go, I'll get it when it's like $20 or something. Like still, like I'll tell you,
I
like
like Nick.
like I think most. I'm not gonna say that, but
Go for it.
no, it's just like it's nothing to do. I love what they do, and I love Naughty Dog. And it was the same thing with like Uncharted. It's like fantastic. Played it, didn't buy it, and I loved Uncharted. I didn't buy it. It's like borrowed it from a friend, played it a little bit, beat it, and I was like, okay, cool.
Are you here for game sequels like Uncharted?
Yeah,
1?
I love
you know,
sequel.
Obviously, Uncharted 2, you're gonna get more.
Doesn't
Uncharted.
sound like it, Nick.
I love
Doesn't sound
sequels.
like you like
I'm just
sequels, you son of
tired.
a
I'm
bitch.
just tired of like the same, dude. It's like I'm so exhausted of like I don't know. I can't
It
explain
sounds like you kind of burn out on the industry right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
bit.
Like I love the industry. I love games. That never change. I'm just like, nah, do nothing new, man. And I know there'll be 15 million people here going, "What do you mean they're doing this and doing this?" It's like, yeah, for what we are as gamers in the industry, think outside the box, like doing nothing new.
Yeah.
It's like having no impact, and it's like it's been the same for 10 years.
Well, that's interesting. You feel the same way about movies?
Yeah, it's like at least movies trying. You know, we got streaming in the sense of what movies are trying to innovate on and telling stories in different ways.
Stadia.
And-
Yeah, movies different though. Movies
Not
not
big
gameplay.
Stadia's. I'm just kidding.
because in the end, it's the product you're playing.
Yeah.
No, I love the idea of Stadia. I'm like, dude, this is yes.
Yeah, I like
this
the
is the
ideas-
direction.
I like
things-
the idea of spaceships too.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we're
Doesn't mean
gonna
we
be
shouldn't go here.
driving around in
Yeah.
spaceships.
Yeah, it's just
Go
go
back
ahead.
to what we said about movies. Like movies and games sequels, I mean, it's gameplay involved with games, and movies is kind of just your story. And like he said, he knows it's gonna be a good story. That's nothing to really like shadow over. Like it's gonna be a good game as
So
far
why
as
would-
story.
you're a big story guy. I'm
Oh, I
surprised
love
you wouldn't
story,
want to
man.
go.
I know, I'm just
to-
bored, man. Like I just like even playing Days Gone, fantastic. Freaking like don't the best of the best. Like I'll
Yeah.
play whatever the best, and I'll like God of War, Spider-Man. It's like I'm just like, dude, it's like give me. I like maybe that's what next gen's about. I'm just like it's not even about graphics. Like I want to see somebody do something crazy.
You're
and
burnt
different.
out on gameplay. It sounds like.
Yeah, dude. But tell me what's changed in the last 10 years.
My
I mean,
point. I was
The
saying that. the other
actual
day.
Dude, I showed-
God
I
of
sho-
War.
I
The
showed s-
actual God of War like story itself is unique.
Oh, 100%.
Same thing with Horizon
But what are we
Zero
doing,
Dawn.
dude? What are we doing still?
I mean, yeah, you're gonna go around fight people.
Exactly. Look,
Like
the
that's
point I
all
was
I'm
making.
doing the whole game. It's like,
Yep.
and I'm not, and by saying this, I'm not going, game sucked, that game sucks. Hell no, that game's gorgeous. That game's a masterpiece. That game's, people work their asses off, and it's like the pinnacle of what games should be. All those AAA top tier, Last of Us, everything. But it's like, dude, I'm just tired of just the same. And I don't know if it's not family and life. It's none of that,
Yeah.
dude. Because
You know what I
I'm
think
still
it
gonna
is?
go buy next gen like day one and the next big game or what. Like I love games.
What I think it is, and I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I think
Go ahead.
you may critique games a little more because you developed them. As a developer, do you think you critique games a little bit more? Because I feel like, of course, these games are going to be great games. Like you said, graphically, visually, story-wise, great games, even mechanically. But I was saying this on the last show, like a lot of these games more or less have the same gameplay. Like Ghost of Tsushima, right? I'm hyped for the game for sure, but like I said, it's more or less Sekiro plus
That's
God of
another one that
War
I won't buy.
plus this game, all in one game, and then you have this new aspect over it where you okay, there's this one new element or maybe a couple new elements, and then that's your new game. That's your new IP.
Yeah, it's like, can we tell stories in a different way? Why do I have to go into this camp and then like, am I gonna stealth or I'm gonna attack? Or okay, freaking great, man. Like we're still telling stories the same freaking way you've been telling them in
Yeah.
games for the last 10 years. You have not innovated on storytelling, gameplay. Yes, and I'm going on a rant now, but like,
No, I'm here for it. Preaching. Keep
it's
preaching.
it's just like a balancing act. And again, the gaming community will be like, I am wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just my opinion, but we're not innovating.
Yeah. See, me and you were on the same foot, but Mikey
I'll
was
buy a
saying
God
little
of
bit
War, and I
different.
bought a God of War,
Thank you,
but
sir.
everything I love. Yeah, I'll take another one.
And I'm good.
Sorry, it's
Thank
not.
you.
It's
No,
not
bam.
cold. It's not cold.
Mikey was arguing that no, they are doing these new innovative things. What were you saying
Story
about?
wise, exactly what I just said. Where he agreed with me, the stories are innovative, but he's burnt
game
out
isn't.
on. He's
The game, the tell the story.
And not every game's gonna be innovative.
Okay, but Apex wasn't innovative.
But you still
and
want
yet
something
you're in
new.
on
It was still a breath of fresh air from the rest of the battle royales as far as what you can do and even gameplay
100%.
wise.
Yeah, I agree on that. But
But
It's
Go
but
ahead.
it's like
It's Overwatch. You have abilities like in terms of first person
But
shooter.
Overwatch's not a
So
battle
all of a
royale.
sudden you put it in a different
And that was
in
the
a
story.
different genre. It makes it better.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what games.
So
that's
if
what the
Uncharted
industry
went
pretty much does.
horror, it would be innovative.
It'd be.
I think
breath of fresh air?
Overwatch for most people, Overwatch is leans away from the Call of Duty vibe, where Apex leans into the Call of Duty vibe
But
a little bit
even
because
bef-
that's also their foundation, their
Even
DNA.
before Overwatch,
little
you
bit.
had Team Fortress
It's like-
2.
Team Fortress 2 versus you said it has like a Call of Duty aspect.
No,
is
I'm
that what
saying
you're
it's like Overwatch. Like that's what I'm saying. There's always something that's.
But they're all the same. We could all agree. It's like they're all the same, and it's like it's tough, man. It's like I'll show somebody who's not a gamer one game, and then show them a totally different game that's like gorgeous, and they'll be like, "What's the difference?" Like, "Oh, well, this you could do this." Like, there's no difference. Like,
It's interesting to me because you brought up the axe for God of War. Like
Yeah,
what are you
and-
doing all day, right? But can we think of a game with that mechanic in it?
Where you throw an axe and you can bring it back?
Yeah.
Well,
Or just bring
the-
anything back?
if
No, like with that.
that's
particular head.
fantastic.
That was one thing that game was applauded for because it was such a unique,
Yes,
different
and I played with that all day.
combat
like,
mechanic.
Yeah.
Well,
and I loved it.
I'm just confused in terms of like what do you
What do you do with
we
that
tr-
axe?
What do we
What do you
tr-
do
no,
with that
What are we
axe?
trying to do? Like,
What do you do with that axe, with that gun, with your knife, with your bow? What are we doing across the board on all of those? What's unique about what's the difference if I go, hey, I'm gonna pour this water in this can? Whoa! I just drank water in a different way. It's still water, and that's when the axe. This is the axe. This is swinging.
I feel like you could
This-
say that about literally
This
anything,
is swinging
though.
in Spider-Man and fighting. This is throwing an axe. But that's what I'm saying. There's nothing, and again, I love. That's not going to change me. I'm gonna freaking love Last of Us. I'm gonna love God of War. I'm gonna love Next Gen and everything about it. But I know
You're
I
not
won't-
a day one.
That's why people don't finish
You're
games.
not so excited for it because you're not a day one.
It's not, dude. I was
Honestly?
always day one.
No, I'm saying you're
I'm-
not a day one gamer now, where it's like you're not
Because there's-
as excited to play Last of Us, where it's like you can wait to get it at the discount and play it later. You don't have to be part of the day one conversation.
It's not even because the conversation's all the same. That's
Yeah, you're
why.
not missing
Like,
out on
if you
anything
rewind the
conversation-wise.
conversation from day one of.
Hey, we run a video game podcast, man.
I'm talking about as far as
Sorry,
that topic
I'm
goes.
getting off topic though. I am getting off topic, but
Stay tuned. You need to be part of the
this
conversation.
is the talk we need to
I'm talking about
have
as far as that topic goes. It's
But-
not really missing out on any conversation.
about what
topic?
Last of Us, like in the sense of
Video games? Because that's what the
The day
topic's
one,
about.
the day one
We're
gamer, as
sorry.
far as
We love
the
you.
games and what's different and what's gonna be what's gonna be talk about when Last of Us drops. I mean, I feel like the conversation's gonna be the same, just like they were the same about games before. More or less the same topics, more or less the same conversation.
Subscribe to Invite Only, our video game conversation.
But we're gonna change it up and make it different because I'm here, because I already know what it is. So we're gonna change it up.
So we're not gonna talk about any new games day one. You can catch it weeks later.
no, it's not even that. I think it's like there is excitement around day one, and it's just like, and again, we're going off topic, but yeah, it's just like there's everything is new, but it's not. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, and I guess you could say there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
And it's always the same repeat, but.
I feel like you could say that about music. I feel like you could say that about movies. I feel like you can say about that about pretty much any.
No, music
genre.
has changed over time,
True.
and
Yeah,
has developed. Listen, and I know that's what I'm
It's
saying.
real
The game,
sticky. It's real sticky here.
Yeah, the gamer mindset, which I am. So everybody here, everybody listening, is that's like, whoa, gameplay has evolved too. Okay, what are we doing in God of War PS2 and God of War currently? It's like the same.
That's
we're doing the
my
same.
point.
We're doing the same thing. It
listen
doesn't
to
matter.
Pop music now. It's all the same. Like there's music, right? And then for every innovator, you're gonna have all these things that are doing the exact same thing. For every journey, you're gonna have all these the same Call of Duties and God of Wars.
We could say Michael Jackson came on the world stage and changed music forever and brought it this way. And it wasn't just with everybody could use lyrics and everybody uses beats, but there's a way you bring it into the world that's unique. It's not to say it's different.
I think what you're trying to say is not every Michael Jackson song brings the same vibe. You know,
No, there's only one MJ though.
that has nothing to
That
do with what he
innovated.
gives
His
you.
music was different,
But it
whereas
changed
everybody
the
else's is
industry, though. That's what
fairly
I'm
the
saying.
same. there's only one Doja Cat in the world. That's really where I'm getting at here.
Yeah, and if all of her music starts to sound the same, I'm sure she's gonna have a fan base for sure. But I feel like you'd be less attention gravitating towards
the
that.
Doja Cat thing was a joke. What I'm saying is, all these artists
just
sound the
saying
same, but there's only one MJ. There's only one for every Michael Jackson you have. There's gonna be artists that sound all exactly the same, doing all exactly the same thing. And I feel like that's the same thing with video games. For every journey that you have, that really changes it up, right? Really changes up the industry. For every witness,
but the rest of the industry doesn't follow, and that's the difference. Like, if the rest of the industry said, "Wow, look, this was a short experience, moving, no cutscene, no dialogue, did it this way, let you feel the emotion of the story. Wow, let's try this." The major game industry continued to just, let's keep doing it this way. Let's do the next open world
Exactly. I
Assassin's
feel like
Creed
you
the
could say
same
the
way.
same thing about.
We could say
like
it
music
about
games.
see, this is the greatest discussion we've ever had,
Well,
in my life.
th-
And I love these
That-
conversations.
that's what I'm saying,
Look.
though. It's like you can really just get the same thing out of every artist, every movie, where it's the same thing. They don't follow the really innovative people necessarily.
okay,
they might
let's-
take a piece here and there, like you were saying. You can.
I'm starting to
Frankenstein
see
it.
your point a little bit
yes,
more.
but
Mikey.
let's focus on gaming though, and it's like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like if this is, I think this is
Take-
an
I don't know,
inherently
take-
human
take-
thing. Then
oh, but no, it's like the innovation in games, like freaking love Halo as well. Take the first Halo and Halo 5. We're doing the same, and that's
Big
what Halo.
difference.
Yeah, there's a big difference visually and everything, but it's like the way we tell stories in games have been the same for a very long time. It's like, let's do a cutscene because we don't. It's like the checkpoints or the fast travel. It's like, we don't know how to tell a story within this game world, so we're gonna make a movie cutscenes to tell our story instead of innovate. That's what I'm talking about. Like, let's innovate the way we tell a story instead of, let's do
That's a
cutscene.
good point.
And it's like we've been doing so. Like, I don't know, Kojima. It's like, let's do the cutscene, and that revolutionized everything and kind of pushed things that way. But we're not. That's what I'm talking about. Story. We're not changing the way gameplay and story come together.
I disagree.
And that's why we need to do a disagreeing podcast.
Well,
with
no,
me and you.
yeah, but no, I just feel before we move on from this topic, I really feel like I know what you're saying, but
Dude,
we're
I'm as
arguing on the
passionate
different.
as you
No,
with
I
games.
know. I'm not saying you're not.
It's
But I'm
like-
saying I feel like we're arguing different sides of the fence, but we're saying the same thing. Where it is, you're saying, oh yeah, like would you agree or disagree? Halo pushed the industry forward in terms of like gameplay mechanics, right?
Yeah,
you see a lot of people copycatting that, right? Just like in anything.
I
right?
think it revolutionized first-person
Yeah,
shooters.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like-
Okay.
like
and then
the
would you
entire-
say?
And the industry's been
Would
the
you say
same
a Metal
since.
Gear Solid revolutionized cutscenes? That's not true
Yeah.
though. The industry hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, but it has. It's like we're still the actions we're doing to tell a story have been the same forever. It's like there's tons of games that don't involve murder this thing to get to move the story forward. But most, like 80% of games, I'm going through just murdering things to get the story to move forward. Like that's the majority of the way we tell stories. And I know there's
Well, that's what
something
sells. Just
well,
like pop sells.
Yeah,
right?
there's something about that, but also Joker, for instance, wins best. And we're talking movies here. It's like
Hey, we bouncing around. We artists, movies,
it
games.
totally did something different in the sense of even though it's using the same mechanic and gameplay, like a camera and the way we tell stories, but it did it different. But whatever, there's an ongoing conversation, and that's why it's beautiful. And I think we should continue this conversation. But what was the topic?
All right,
We're
this is
talking
back
about
on the
some
rails
last
right
night.
now.
Does it interest me?
To be honest,
yeah.
I feel like it didn't go off the rails.
No.
A little bit.
Because it's the last. We were talking about the Last of Us 2, and I think that's a valid thing in terms of are you gonna watch the state of play? Like, are you excited for it? Like, is it gonna be more of the same?
Hey,
Like, there's a lot
I'll
of question
tweet-
marks around this game. And by the way, I'm not gonna watch this because I do not want to be spoiled whatsoever on the Last of Us 2.
Wow, Mikey's really
Also,
excited.
state
for
of plays, especially the Ghost of Tsushima one, not good.
Why?
I appreciate
I want to
it.
know. I
like
just
hype.
I agree.
I like hype.
So
I need the I love hype. I need hype around the stuff, and it's like, first of all, Ghost of Tsushima not looking great, not looking captivating in terms of my opinion.
like visually,
yeah,
or
yeah, just
like
all
what you
around
do?
game, like what you do, like gameplay wise.
I think
story-wise,
Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, it's
too
not much
Japanese.
different than what I've seen from different games. Like honestly, it looks like a Japanese version of like Star Wars. Like what's the last one that just came out? The last Star Wars game? I can't
Jedi
remember.
Fallen Order?
Jedi Fallen Order. It looks like another version of that, but in the Japanese era, where you're pretty much looking like they do the same thing. Now, I wish in the gameplay they showed a little more like combat, because I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people were looking like. If you're playing the samurai, let me see how the samurai moves. Let me see how the samurai fights. But I'm looking at this world. Not that the world is going to be ugly. Of course, the world's going to be beautiful at this point in time. But what am I going to be playing? Like, what am I going to be having to deal with? Like, it wasn't really much that going on in the video for the state of play.
Yeah, and
I feel like it's a lot of discoverability.
yeah,
in terms
and I
of, like,
think
the
that's like
mechanic
the
they're
hint
trying
what
to-
we're talking about. It's like, oh, here's your map system with the wind and the birds. It's like, all right, we're innovating a little bit on the way maps are working now in the sense, but yeah, I think the people who want to buy that will buy it, and I'll buy it eventually.
All right,
I'm not super hyped.
Nick
jump around a little
Depalo.
bit.
I'll buy it later.
Hater. No, I'm just kidding.
Hater, but appreciator. There you go.
We'll jump around a little bit on the news. So Take-Two has announced that there'll be 93 games in development, but they haven't commented on GTA. But they have said that they're going to be 92 games. President Carl Sladoff said 93 games are scheduled to launch by the end of March 2015. However, they might not all release. Of the 93 titles in development, they include 63 core game experiences, including 15 platform extensions of existing titles. 17 are mid-core arcade-style experiences. 13 are casual. There's a couple more breakdowns. 46 are new IP. 72 are coming to consoles. Yeah. That's so we're getting a lot of new games coming from Take-Two coming in.
Take-Two money.
They gonna take your money for sure.
They got that money. That's why they're making all these games, man.
Hella money. GTA 5, I know, pushed that wallet up. Are you guys excited for a bunch of these games? Now, of course, it's always excited to be hype about games, but Take-Two is announcing 46 new IPs, which I thought was the biggest piece to take away from this, because, like I said, I want some new. With this discussion we just had, I want some new, and it sounds like they're going to be trying a lot of new. Now, some, of course, are going to be on mobile, but a lot of these are going to be console games. I'm excited for these new.
No, I think it always comes down to like who's making the game.
Yeah,
that's what I think. It's like
you seem to be a Rockstar fan too.
Hey, there you go. But yeah, I think Rockstar makes a certain type of game, and whoever's leading the charge with these games, that's what's going to make the difference. If if it's just like trash, then what's 43 games, but I'm sure they're gonna, or 63 core gaming experiences, I'm sure they're investing in quality games.
Core gaming experiences.
So there's 15 games they said they're gonna extend on. Do you have any games that you like from Take-Two that you think they would add on to outside of? Honestly, I don't think they're gonna do any GTA.
I feel like
GTA
you're
5.
not gonna get new from the new that you're wanting, and I also feel like I mean, there's nothing really exciting here, especially with new IP, where it's like. I have to see what you're doing to get excited about your new IP. You can't just say. Remember when Sony San Diego said that they had a bunch of IP and it turned out to be a bunch of free-to-play games that were terrible?
I mean, they did say they're not going to release a lot. That's true.
So it's like, to me, it's like I'm not excited about just hearing we have 93 games in development. When I hear that, I hear we have a bunch of games that are going to be pretty mediocre, but there's going to be a lot of them.
I mean, this brings possibility of them bringing back old games, though.
I'm really excited. I really want to see a sequel to L.A. Noire. That'd
be cool.
Really good game.
See what I'm saying?
And the technology with the being able to the face tracking and stuff. With
I think
the
that
emotions.
re-release was
Ray
like a
tracing.
tester for them to be like, oh, who's still buying this? Oh, we sold this many. Cool. People still want it. Usually when they do
Really
a little
good
like
game.
remaster like that, it's like they did it with Modern Warfare, same
Yeah.
thing. Like, oh, let's do a little tester,
Test the waters.
Yeah. So
I mean, and then like they obviously own great IP, Bioshock. Let's not forget Bioshock.
true.
Like there could be a Bioshock game in development.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're trying. These are new games. They even promised to extend on some of these titles, and you guys like these games that are really liked and heavily in the gaming community.
But they're not saying it.
is including
they could be-
15
they're not saying it. They
extensions.
could
Is that
be-
like
they
remasters
could be
potentially?
Extending
Platform
on.
extensions of existing titles.
That's true.
They could be
It's not really
extending
clear.
on some game that I don't care about. Like it doesn't say Bioshock. It
But
says-
even if they did extend on a game you don't care about, and that just changed the whole game, then you know what I mean. That's something to care about.
But think about how much cash could flow in if they go, hey, Bioshock remastered for next gen.
Yeah.
Like,
Bioshock Vita, it's coming.
Yeah,
They're
it's coming
bringing it out.
eventually.
This is what it is. This is. I assume
been
that's why they
in
announced
development.
10 years later.
this. Bioshock, by the way, on the Nintendo Switch today, or not today? Yeah, no, I think it's today.
The Switch, man.
It's out on the Switch, you said?
Doing their thing,
Yeah.
man.
They just announced it today.
I haven't played Bioshock, and if I bought it, probably wouldn't finish it. I'm gonna be
Pretty
honest
good
with you.
game. I played
Again,
it. I
another
finished it.
game that really changed.
Did you
the
play
industry.
all three of them, or you just played one?
Just the first one.
That's all you need to
See,
play.
more or less
And
the
then
same.
and then
So
the
all
rest
you-
was I
all
was
you
like
need to
I
play.
played the second. I was like, and I stopped.
Well, continuing off that last story, so Take-Two, SEE filing hints at a Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2023. So Take-Two, they filed a 10K form with the U.S., and speculations seem that they have made up a lot of money. Commitments for marketing fiscal year, which ended in March 31st, will be more than $89 million.
We're listening. I'm
sorry.
just drinking
No,
coffee.
we-
Go ahead.
My bad. I didn't want to lose you guys. Yeah, so they're up a lot more money coming into this to come in 2023. It seems like they've already pocketed and put some money aside for this year for marketing reasons for something. Now they haven't confirmed on GTA 6, but it's something. And the last time they did this was back in 2018 for Red Dead, where they put a lot of money aside, and that's where we had like Red Dead 2. We had like 3 trailers. We had a bunch of advertising on everywhere on the internet. I think there was an E3 event they were a part of as well, and that was the last time they've done something where they took out a bunch of money. And you know how much they invest into Red Dead and their GTA franchise.
As far as money goes, I mean, Take-Two is probably one of the biggest publishers out there, aside from like maybe Activision. Obviously, money for them is probably no issue, especially with Grand Theft Auto, how big of an endless money pit it is, or not money pit, excuse me, like a cash cow.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, it's still one of the most popular
still
games.
sells.
I feel like they'd only set money aside like this for Red Dead, for
Yeah, for
Grand
big
Theft
boys.
Auto.
For their big titles,
Yeah.
for surely.
So I definitely do think that we are gonna get a
GTA?
GTA.
Oh yeah,
Now,
no doubt.
is it gonna be PS4?
No.
I don't know. They did that with
maybe,
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I don't know.
They
with-
managed, there was an article that came out how they were able to manage to squeeze Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3
yeah, it's crazy.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They squeezed every single ounce of power of that console, or for the Xbox as well. Squeezed every ounce of power they could get out of them.
It was
But
that
that
cell
was-
shade processor, man.
With 256 megabytes of RAM, a game like that.
But that was like right at the end of PS3,
Yeah.
right?
It was. I think it came out like.
It came out a month
Right-
before the PS4 came out. I
Yeah,
think.
right. That's what I was about to say.
Like,
Do we know-
I'm
oh, go ahead.
interested to see how much they're going to invest all of this into, I'm just scared that GTA 6 won't be the GTA we all love.
Can
And it-
anything top
Was
GTA 5?
GTA?
I mean, what would it
was
turn
GTA
into?
5 the GTA we all love?
I think
I loved
GTA
it.
5 is the pinnacle of the Grand Theft Auto series. I mean,
But I'm
has
saying,
everything you
like,
could think of.
are they
Vice
going to
City
focus
is a
more
son of a
on...
bitch.
Yeah, Vice City is... Oh,
That's the
that's
one.
big
San Andreas.
What is there not
They're
to
all
love
good.
about
They're all
GTA?
good.
San Andreas.
What is there not to love about GTA? Like GTA is one of those games where we get more or less the same out of it.
Yeah,
I'm-
I think as long as they stick with that, like, they keep the
We're the same.
story...
You shouldn't play.
But it's a different experience every time.
Is the world
It's a
ready?
different experience every time, though. And there's always new elements they add to GTA. Not really big
Oh, yeah,
elements,
they
but
take
the experience is always
from
different.
this game and that game and then this world.
No,
and they
I mean
kinda put it
GTA 5. They
together,
told
you
us
know?
a story from 3 different aspects, three different perspectives,
Yeah.
which not a lot of games.
Took
It's not
5
like it's
games in to
new.
do that.
I mean, it's something
Is
different
the
from
world
them at least.
ready
you know
for
what I mean?
another GTA? Do you
I'm
think
just
the
trying
I
to
world
think
is
by
Those are
this
ready?
arguing against
I
timeline...
know. I see you trying to throw it at
Was
me.
it 20...
I meant like just because
Because
it's
GTA to me is a lot of the same. I still love it,
It's
but
Because
fun
it's a
as
different
hell.
a lot of the
experience.
same.
Yeah.
No, it's the same experience, but I still
It
love
is.
it. I
It's
still
different.
play it. But I would say, crap, I forgot my original point.
That is the same.
So with all the
It is the
controversy around GTA 5, all the kind of things you can do you think that the world is ready with
Oh.
that, like all those social
Yeah,
justice?
that's
movements?
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm a
Do
moral
you think-
man. I don't like GTA.
Yeah.
You're a moral man?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think the world is
You
ready
said
for
what's there
something
not to like
that?
about GTA?
I think...
Is there
Well-
going to be a cancel Rockstar movement?
I think, well, with Dan Houser leaving, I don't know if that's a sign of stuff.
Oh,
you
that's
know.
why you're nervous.
Well,
Okay.
that, and then they're really
That's big
leaning.
implications.
Yeah, I think they're leaning into the online side of things, and who knows if he was fighting his fight and going, like, I need it to be this, and I want it to be this, and it has to have this type of story, and they're like, oh, bring the online in the single player or something, and he could have been like,
What if
I'm
there's
good.
like Black Ops for us and like no story,
no story.
multiplayer?
Yep. That's exactly.
that's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
about to
Like, it could be that. And people will be like, hey, just play offline and you'll have the regular GTA experience, or you play online and the world's filled with the NPCs are online players.
say.
It's
there,
like,
there were rumors early on, or after GTA 5 came out, that they were planning on adding story DLC, but they saw how popular
That's what
online
happened.
was.
Story was.
Yeah, and they completely canceled it. They just went full
The
in
online
on,
for GTA is
online.
unmatched. I would definitely say. I feel like that's one game that even if they didn't come out with the GTA 6, people would still be playing that.
Now
for like
just
3 years to go.
imagine cross
platform.
platform gaming between Xbox and PlayStation. on a game like GTA 5 or GTA 6.
They're
Mayhem.
gonna get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You're not gonna
Too
tell
big of
Rockstar.
a
You
monster.
couldn't tell Activision no. You're not gonna tell Rockstar no.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Who was it? Was it Rockstar that said that they may not put games on the PS5 or 4 or PlayStation if they don't open up
I don't know. I never heard that.
crossplay? I remember that being a story.
Adrian,
a
can you
little
look that
while
up
back.
for us real quick? Because that sounds.
I don't know if
amazing.
it's I don't know if it's them or I think it was them. I think it was Rockstar.
Saying they're not going to put any more games on the PS.
if they don't allow for crossplay,
Crossplay.
which again has now been
That
broken
sounds
because we
familiar.
have
Because if you think about
Activision.
it, man, as a business, like, I'm getting this many more people into this online investing and buying all this stuff. It's like,
I, for one, love it. And it makes me
Bethesda.
play the game more. And the more I play the game, the more I'm likely to spend money, especially if it's online
and you're playing
in
with
your
your
game
friends.
because I'm playing with my friends that I don't normally get to play
Yep.
with. That's why I love Warzone
PC,
right now.
Everything.
Because I'm playing with, my friend Richie who's on PC, my friend Shawn who's on PS4, my friend Connor who's on Xbox.
Yeah.
And then
Just like bringing it all together.
yeah. So the more I'm invested in your world, the better for you because the
And
more
I'm
I'm
not
likely
leaving.
to spend money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that leaves out hardware, which I would say maybe Sony and Microsoft probably like a lot of their income is probably hardware as opposed to the software from those games. I'm pretty sure they
Still
get a
got
cut
the
of all that
first-party
stuff.
titles.
I mean,
that's
look,
what's
Yeah, the first party. I mean, first of all, no, the software is where the money's made.
Yeah, no, I'm for both for
Hardware is where the money's lost. A lot of times they sell the consoles at a loss.
Xbox will.
So for
I believe
the
Xbox will.
for that
They'll-
one
they're gonna
developer
sell it at
that
a
threatened Sony, it was actually Bethesda.
Bethesda, that's who it
Bethesda,
was.
yeah.
Bethesda.
Bethesda's only doing
Yeah.
crossplay.
No, they said
threatened to not put what is it, the Elder Scrolls, the new Elder Scrolls game on PlayStation if they didn't allow crossplay.
They got that power, man.
It was the Elder Scrolls Legend.
Elder Scrolls is a really good game.
Sony Sweat.
What were we talking about before that? I forgot what we were
Little
talking about.
Sony Sweat.
Huh?
I forgot
No,
what we were saying.
I would like to add to the point of like crossplay in terms of the money lost on hardware, but money make up on software.
Heck yeah.
It's like if I'm spending money, I'm invested in your game more. I'm playing online more.
Yeah.
I'm then paying for the DLC on PlayStation to get the skins because I'm playing it more
they're
than I
making money
would
that way,
normally,
yeah.
right? And then now I'm spending even more money on all profit, which is DLC. And then the game itself, you made money off of. And then again, it's that cycle, which I feel like is really healthy for the industry, which doesn't mean we should get rid of consoles because I'm not one of the people who are like, we should get a unified console because I like the competition.
Yeah.
The competition's
breeds.
good. That's why Xbox bought all those studios
Yep.
is because
Feeling
the
the heat.
competition, because they had no games on Xbox One. And
I also like what Xbox is doing. I think they're really, really getting ready to
Kick
you know,
ass.
kick ass. Not in this generation necessarily, but in the
Mhm.
upcoming generation.
Let me tell you, man. I've
Project
been,
X Cloud. I mean, they got the Xbox platform built in on Windows with the cross compatibility, and with what is it, the Windows or Xbox Ultimate Game Pass?
Yeah.
where you get all those different subscriptions for like $10 a month. I think Xbox and Microsoft as a whole are really ready to kick some ass this generation.
My point I was about to make is if all games, not all games, but if these games go across platform, does Sony and Microsoft look for a bigger cut for these games as far as what they get back? Because if these Call of Duties, if these not Assassin's Creed, these shooters, these fighters, if all these games go cross platform, then essentially it loses reason for as a consumer to choose to get each console, right?
that is not because you have exclusives.
yeah, if you're talking about multiplayer stuff, then yeah. But if we're talking about like exclusive titles, like, then you're still buying, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, and then that point, as a consumer, you're still buying a $400 console to play maybe like
$400. These next consoles are not gonna be
to play maybe
$400.
like one or two
That's cute.
exclusives, right? And
That's
then
cute.
knowing you can play these multiplayer games you may play with your friends
One
on
or
any
that's
two
two.
why the cheaper
exclusives.
one will win this
Oh,
gen
I'm-
coming up.
Maybe one or two exclusives
That's
you
not
may
true.
be interested
I know.
in. Not something that they can give you.
I mean,
People want
it's
the
definitely gonna have
titles.
the edge, but I mean,
People
if-
want
if-
games.
Yeah,
That's what it
and
comes down
That's
to.
why Xbox beefed up their first
Yeah,
party.
everything.
Otherwise, that wouldn't be the case.
They need to show the
Um,
heat.
Now, I mean, nobody would buy the Switch if it didn't have games.
Yep. No
Look
Zelda,
at the
no
Wii U.
Mario. Yep.
Look at the Wii U. Like, right? A Nintendo
100%.
console. It should have the Nintendo numbers, and it doesn't. It has
It's
Vita
your
numbers.
franchise, man. It's the franchises you have. Look at
Yeah.
Disney, man. Making
Which
that Disney
again,
money.
you have the people who only play Madden, only play Call of Duty, only play Apex, only play the certain titles. That
People,
was the
people
jab.
who
No,
don't-
it's
don't
Veggie
get
meals.
But
paid.
like you have
I
the
love
people
Apex.
who only play those things. They're not. It
They
will
don't care.
at that case.
Yeah.
It will be the cheaper
Price
console or
and-
where their friends are at.
Yep.
Whereas that was the big discussion coming into the PS4 generation. Whereas on this gen, I feel like there's going to be that. but there's also going to be the talk of titles, which again we're unknown on both of them.
I
Right now.
can't wait.
I
I
know.
can't wait to hear it.
That's why
It's
I love the
gonna
hype.
be a battle of titans,
Yeah.
man. Like it's not gonna be this time around like, oh man, one's getting pummeled. It's gonna be like blow after blow, like one going back. It's gonna be amazing.
Which is interesting because we haven't had that
on
in
a
2
long-
generation
yes,
cycles.
A very like I love PlayStation. First time in a long time. I'm like, like I don't know all the titles that Xbox is coming, but I'm like, like I'm right now like, but I keep going, oh, the exclusives.
Yes,
And
fight for me.
yeah, and the exclusives keep leaning me back. I'm like, oh, you know, Spider-Man's gonna be there on PlayStation. You know, this is gonna come. But then it's like, you're like, oh man, maybe they have new stuff brewing, like fresh new experiences. Like, oh,
I'm liking the way Sony's moving. I'm not gonna lie. To
oh,
you.
they're
Like,
both
they're
moving.
like, ooh, like Sony's like, the PlayStation 5 is gonna be $50 cheaper than this, and then they promised a bunch of games. Like, okay, Sony,
Yeah,
stick in that race. I'm here for
Real
it.
quick, Adrian, can you look up? I saw this trending on Twitter. Can you see if there's been a leaked PS5 price? I just saw that trending on Twitter the other day.
oh,
A
I
leaked
didn't see
PS
that.
Pri-
I know
I
what
wouldn't
it
even
was.
believe that. I
Listen,
need to see it
Sony brings such finesse and like they're quiet because they got
themselves.
quality.
Yeah, they be
Like that's the Japanese style of that company. It is, man. It's like we're not gonna say anything. We're gonna at the right time.
real samurai.
We'll humbly,
Especially
we'll show.
PlayStation because
real
they learned
samurai
their
shit.
lesson with PS3.
Yeah, they
Because they
know what they're
learned
doing.
that mistake already.
Yeah.
Xbox has learned that mistake
Yeah.
already.
I think even if it is pricey, they right now they have a lot of people like, I'll still buy it, but time will tell.
You're looking at $600. I bet you.
I don't think so. No, they won't go.
600 bones.
I think either
$4.99.
I think $3.99 or $4.99.
I think
or
$3.49.
maybe they'll have two
Or-
different versions.
No way in hell you're getting 340.
you
No.
have a cheap version.
Because the Xbox is doing that. It's
You-
like,
you
what do you
will.
think?
They did
Sony's
have a
not
sad
going to
box.
have that either.
They're
Like,
not doing it at launch though.
No.
we don't know yet. We
Xbox
don't
did
know
have a
anything
sad
till,
box. Yeah,
till they drop it. They could say,
I-
"Oh, there's this."
I feel like the Xbox One is going to be their cheaper model because they're talking about having their games go back and forth.
They said they're doing like
Xbox
another.
One X
Yeah.
can be the entry level console.
Xbox, yeah, well, Xbox
Well,
One X.
they
is
said they're
probably
doing a
gonna be their entry
discless
level.
one as well,
Well,
like
they
a
already
new
have that.
discless.
Whoa.
They
Yeah,
call it the
like
sad
I
box.
didn't see
like
that.
very small, petite.
That's
very
interesting.
cheap.
So Series X disc.
No, like I think that's Series
That's what you're
X,
saying
like
is-
smaller box where it's just like, hey, all digital, like probably won't be as powerful.
I don't know if Sony.
And I think that's why they're
But
going.
do you take that sacrifice of less powerful PlayStation with
Or
these-
no, I'm saying a less powerful Xbox because I think
Or-
that's the whole model right now. They're like, dude, show the best one, so that's all they're thinking, and then drop the half sized one later for a cheaper price. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, there's stuff happening behind the scenes, but all good.
Tombo distracted. No, I do. No, I doubt that we're gonna get like the.
I think we're getting
the downgrade one.
Maybe
Um,
not off the bat.
I think Xbox, definitely not from Sony. Xbox, you're gonna have the Xbox One X because they already said that the titles
maybe
are
maybe a
gonna be on
newer
both of them.
version of it. Yeah.
They said their exclusives are gonna be on both of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So now it depends. Are developers going to stay around for both of them? Because if third party doesn't stay around for both of them, I don't think Xbox is going to stay around for both of them.
No, I think they're leaning into the future where it's like, dude, you got a Toshiba TV, a Sony TV. Guess what? It's gonna run Netflix. They're going for that. It's just like you got the original Xbox. Yeah, your game's gonna run like garbage, but guess what? It's gonna run on that. It's gonna run, and it's like they're going for that wide net because then you're still getting people buying Xboxes. And they could literally repurpose an old Xbox and be like, no, it's only freaking $149. And guess who's gonna buy it? A little grandma for his grandkid or something.
Xbox,
They're gonna still
Xbox
bank.
that I can see them going more that side, whereas PlayStation you're not.
Xbox, the new Wii.
PlayStation's very traditional.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep
they're
to the
gonna
roots,
do
and I
one
love it.
console, and then they might do an upgrade console halfway
Down the line,
through.
yeah.
I thought it's a bigger fight for Sony though, because
I
if
agree.
Xbox is trying to push to be the new Wii, then Sony's gonna have to really push what
Dude,
they
the
got.
future is your product everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that's the future.
That's,
like
that's what you want for sure.
Like
So
we
you're saying the future is Stadia.
well, it's
Use
the big
promo code play
man.
everything.
Like
Head-ass.
Sony did some stuff way back in the day. That's just like Alexa Echo devices, and like because they were so early, it died out. It's
Yeah.
like it's about timing. It's like Stadia could be prepping for the future. They got enough money to burn. They could be like, oh, 10 years from now we got it what it's supposed to be. Yeah,
2024, it's dead.
2030.
Yeah,
yeah,
2030.
I've been
2030.
saying it. I've been saying it from day
2024.
one.
Yeah,
They're
if
gonna,
they-
felt so bad.
Google does not follow through.
I think they'll.
Which I don't know how we got on Stadia, but probably me. I apologize.
Stadia. I
But
keep seeing the
You're
ads.
the reason why they keep it going. You're going to be the one reason why Stadia is going to be up and running in 2024.
oh yeah, just like Google Plus,
This mine?
right?
You
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
Stadia's
against-
free
It's like
right
Google
now.
Glass.
Yeah, Stadia's
Stadia's
free right
free.
now, and I'm still like, I gotta get that, and then I still don't. So
still
it's
don't.
like,
But
it's
why
like
do you gotta get it? They have
because I'm just
nothing.
like,
They
no,
have
I know
games.
it's more of the experience. Like, dude, I want to stream and just
Try it.
Yeah, try
want
it, but I still haven't.
extremely laggy games.
You want to
Future,
snack
man.
on it?
I want to try the
Take the
goldfish.
snacks.
That's a
You get 'em.
callback, ladies
I wanna
and
try the
gentlemen.
Take your
Goldfish.
snacks where you can get them, all right? Last piece of news, because I'm getting hot. Hot. My favorite game, I wouldn't say favorite game developer. My favorite game, Apex, Respawn Studios. They're getting their own studio. They're opening up a new
deserve
studio, and this studio is going to be
Making that money.
dedicated only for Apex.
Single players come.
More the same. I don't like.
As Respawn marks its 10th anniversary, Respawn has announced that it's expanding with the second studio opening in Canada, Vancouver,
Hey,
that will
cheaper.
focus entirely on Apex Legends. Apex director Chad Griner and the head of operations Henry Lee. The decision to expand into Canada is driven in part by the existing EA Vancouver campus. Lee says their proximity to other EA developers will help the studio leverage their resources more efficiently. Additionally, Griner says that the new location will help Apex grow into a franchise or to a large franchise like a Call of Duty or FIFA.
I agree.
This could be the evolution of Apex into that Call of Duty feel that we were talking about next, and I'm here for it completely. I don't know if you guys are on board with this. It's going to be a short conversation for sure. I didn't want to have like a 10-minute conversation
Let's
about
go.
this because nobody
1 hour.
plays Apex like your boy. But I'm hyped
Trash.
because now this means Apex
Trash.
will, fingers crossed, get better. Not saying that it's bad, but there's always room for improvement, right? I played Cheeks. I played with you in Apex. I don't know if you play Apex.
I played a little bit.
Do you think this would help? Do you think you can see Apex becoming another Call of Duty or the next
No.
Call of Duty?
No, I feel like they're gonna try to go platform with this, like Overwatch, where you're not gonna see another one for a long time. But they're gonna keep expanding on what they have, and then when they do a second one, they're gonna have all these cool operators that they already introduced,
Yep.
and then they're gonna be like, here's 3 new ones, at the same time, and then a new map and this new mechanic, blah blah.
Yeah.
But
Overwatch
they
2.
have to build up to get to that point. That's if they do that. Now you can do the Overwatch 2 approach, where it's basically the same exact game.
I think they're gonna keep going with the same model they have, where they have the seasons. But now I think since they have a little.
Well, I'm saying
sip of that
eventually you're
Apex-
going to get an Apex 2.
Yeah.
Eventually, right? But right now, like I said, they're going to do the platform approach where it's, season 5, season 6, season 7, whatever it is, like Fortnite, and just build that lore, build that world more.
Mhm. See, I'm just excited about this because
Well, if they're building this,
Im-
it's because they're making that dough.
yeah, they got a
And
little bit of
EA's like,
Fortnite,
all right, take more money and go build something else. And I know everyone's like, why don't we see another Titanfall? Like, potentially this could be like a branch off. They could,
don't
EA's
want
seen the single player side of stuff now with Jedi. So it's
True.
like, they could be like, now Respawn has the weight to be like, hey, we want to do this with Apex.
Yeah.
And
Now
you've
they're putting a
seen
lot of
what we've
faith in
done with it
Respawn.
already. Like, let us build a little side story, whatever.
Which
they
they-
could
yeah.
they've done
potentially be doing
A
that.
very good job of putting single player into the multiplayer game, where it's like it's not a story, but they have
Yeah, it's
lore
there.
around the
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah.
right? In every season, there's like a cutscene of like the new operator and how she or he tie into the story. Now, obviously this makes sense. Apex started with like a small fraction of the Respawn
Yep.
team that developed this,
It's a
just
tester.
kind of messing around, but why they were doing Jedi Fallen Order.
Mhm.
And EA didn't believe in it at all,
Blew
really.
up.
And it blew
God
up. Now they
bless.
did their marketing money all went to the influencers and streamers, which I think was
Which
one
is
of
a
the
great idea.
one of
Freaking
the
amazing.
smartest marketing things you could have done for a multiplayer game. I want Sony to do this if they ever bring back Killzone or like another game. It's
That's
just
the way to do it.
it's
now.
just so smart for multiplayer game
Yeah.
specifically. So obviously that blew up, and then obviously we didn't know that Jedi Fallen Order was going to be as hit of a success that it was, right? Especially with it being EA.
Yep.
So it makes sense that they're like, okay, we can't have resources being pulled from this, like the actual main games that they make. So, and Apex is so huge, might as well just make a new developer that can
It's
focus
funding itself
wholly on
now.
this. Now, I'm sure they took that original incubation team that made the game in between, Titanfall and
Yeah.
Star Wars. I'm sure they took that team and then they just moved them to that new studio.
It's gonna be good, man. I'm telling you, they're gonna.
Which somebody got promotions. Like
yeah.
all those guys who made that small part of the team that made that studio
That's
or
huge.
that
They're
game.
leading that stuff.
Yeah,
now.
now they're leading it.
Yeah, they should definitely like the grind they put in Apex. Like you can see it. Like when there's a problem in Apex, like it's maybe within the next week. Sort of like Fortnite. They've definitely sipped or took a lot from Fortnite as far as how they operate, how they move this game forward. It's fixed within the next week. All the issues they have, they're really responsive to the community. I'm just happy now that they have a dedicated like studio to this game because I could see great things coming out of this. Now I'm a little nervous. I hope EA continues to leave Respawn alone.
They
let
will
them operate how they want.
They will.
because
They will.
Please don't touch us.
I don't want Apex to turn into like another Battlefront, and then you have to pay for too much, and it's just like I put a lot of money into Apex because I like the game, but like I'm not gonna put money into the game to win. And I don't want Apex to turn into something like that. And I just hope they just leave it as it is and just let it just become what it was organically meant to become.
Yeah,
It will.
agreed.
All right. Well, that was my last piece of news.
Hey.
This is Invite Only. Thanks for watching. My name is Shawn Flowers. This is Mike Doe. Right over there, we got Nick Depalo with the espresso.
Hey, let me plug.
It's my son.
Introduce me. Let me plug out.
Dang, can I finish getting around the
Okay,
table
go
and then I'm
around
just
the
going to say, you want to, matter of fact,
It
fuck
seems
you.
like when you introduce,
Hey,
you
yo,
should
Nick,
let people plug.
you got something to plug?
Yes.
Let me plug
Actually, I'm making a game called Adam's Ascending. And it's on Steam right now. You can wishlist it, Adam's Ascending. And it's doing early access now. So get in it on it now, cheaper. And Adam's Ascending.
Now you heard Nick's argument on
Here we go.
video games,
here
right?
we
There we go.
No,
it
this
won't
is
be in
him-
Adam's Ascending.
This is him really, not just talking the shit, but actually walking the walk and trying to put his heart and soul and actually make something different, unique,
Appreciate it.
and engaging. Check this game out. It's really awesome. Go to Steam, add it to your wish list right now. Right now, Adam. Right
the
now,
first step.
Alexander Dayu.
Look,
It's the first step, so it's going
Wanna
to be rough.
critic, you better add it to your Steam, you son of a bitches.
It's gonna
This
be
game's
rough.
going to be the ship. Already has the live action trailer. Who's doing that? Who's doing live action trailers? This game's going to be the shit.
And a trailer's dropping soon.
Oh, we got another trailer?
For something I can't talk about
Very
yet.
excited.
With, meetings are happening and
Busy guy.
things are happening.
Busy guy.
Love you, Nick Depalo.
Slow burn.
You got any plugs?
Yeah, so I have a show called Completely Consensual right here on
What?
youtube.com/play everything. You can watch that every Monday at 7 p.m. Or 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come join us there. It's great. We have a lot of laughs, watch a lot of crazy videos.
Where they watching it?
And then they can watch it if they can't catch it live on youtube.com/play everything. And that's live right now. Go check it out. And again, I do a lot of shows. Tech Fever. You can watch Tech Fever over on the same channel, same place, and same podcasting services. Just look it up, Tech Fever. It's me and Kevin Quello from Kind of Funny, talking about all the hottest tech news of the week, breaking it down, giving you our opinions and our impressions on everything. Sometimes some reviews.
Wait, I want to say one thing.
What's up?
Everybody, please spread the love of these individuals here because these people are going places. I keep saying it. It's like they've grown so much. So I ask from the bottom of my heart, spread it to your grandma, your mama, your friends, your cousins. Spread the word of what's going down right here because this is the future. Get ready, get set, make it happen. These guys work their culos off. They're behind, so make it happen.
I appreciate you, and you know what the best way to share our content is?
How?
We have a clips page.
Hey!
All the best parts of the show, all the best conversations. You can go and subscribe there. It will have a custom URL pretty soon, but in the meantime, link down in the description down below. It's popping off. It's getting
Go there to
Right
watch
there.
the sweat.
It's getting some views. Right now, our first video
That's
is at
up.
like 5,000 views. So
Hey.
go check that out. You'll see
Big up.
Completely Consensual, Tech
Big
Fever.
money.
You'll see invite only, all there, one place, best parts of the show. So if you don't have time to jump in, I know an hour's pretty long to dedicate. If you want to hear that conversation me and Nick just had on,
If you want to hear more of
or
that, come on.
me, Nick, and Sean had on
thought you forgot about
video
me.
games, and if
did.
they're original enough, if they're creative enough, that will be there. So go check out all that stuff. Best clips from Completely Consensual, best stuff from Tech Fever, all there, all in one place. Go subscribe; it helps us out, and it makes it shareable.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Sharing is caring.
Signing out.
Peace.